Hi everyone. I was reading these great ideas in A Course in Miracles. Listen to these ideas that I'm about to read you and see how they transform your thinking, right? If you will, from the thinking of the world to true thinking. Listen to this. Nothing beyond yourself can make you fearful or loving because nothing is beyond you. Think about that for a second. Because these are ideas that, again, are the opposite of the thinking of the world, because you do think that there are things out there that make you fearful or make you loving, right? So this says, no, that's not possible. They're always your own ideas. They're contained within your own mind, right? It's your idea about it. You give them these attributes, right? You project your fears onto the world, but right, they can't make you fearful or loving because what? In itself, they're meaningless, right? Everything is an idea. Everything that you see out there is meaningless. And there's nothing outside of you. That's the other idea, right? Nothing is outside of you. So, again, nothing beyond yourself can make you fearful or loving because nothing is beyond you, right? Everything is contained within your own mind. Time and eternity are both in your mind, right? They're both ideas within your mind because what? Everything is an idea, right? One of the central thoughts of A Course in Miracles. Everything is an idea. Huh? And will conflict. Why? Because time and eternity are opposing ideas. Either one of them is true. Right? It's the same idea till heaven and earth become one. Right? Again, you have a heaven and you have an earth. Right? But they're the opposite ideas. They're the idea of time and eternity. Well, which one is it? The human mind deals with that by reconciling conflicting ideas, opposing ideas. But the fact of the matter is, only one of them can be true. If they become one, it's the idea that they've always been one, that there is only heaven. Hmm? And earth is your idea of being separate from source. So, and will conflict until you perceive time solely as a means to regain eternity. The purpose of time, seen in its true perspective, is to regain eternity within your own mind. Love that, right? Time then no longer is used to verify the idea that you're separate from source, but now is used to regain the full awareness of your eternal nature as the Son of God, right? And then he says, you cannot do this as long as you believe that anything happening to you is caused by factors outside yourself. Why? Nothing is outside of you, right? You're the cause of it. You're not a victim of this world. You're the cause of this world, right? Can you see? Like anything that's happening to you is planned by one whose only purpose is your good, right? There are many, many thoughts and ideas in A Course in Miracles that we can apply to this, but it's still the same idea. Whatever's happening to you, you ask for and you receive as you've asked, right? These are the ideas that bring about that shift from separate conceptual thinking to true thinking, to thinking with the universe, to corrected perception. You must learn that time is solely at your disposal. I love it, right? Time is solely at your disposal. It's meant for you to get rid of. It's meant for you to transform from the idea that anything can be outside of yourself, that you can be separate from source. Can you see? And that nothing in the world can take this responsibility from you. Why? It's your responsibility. They're your ideas, right? Waking up is your responsibility. No one can do it for you. No one can take the responsibility from you to get rid of your fears. They're your fears. There is nothing outside of you that can make you fearful. You're all the fear that there is in that sense. Can you see? Because there is no such thing as fear, because it's the opposite of love, and what is all encompassing can have no opposite. But these are the ideas. Yes, they're conceptual, but they bring about an experience and a shift in thought that is no longer conceptual. Okay, so you start thinking differently, and before you know it, you can no longer find yourself in the thinking of the world because you slowly or fast, right, or in a fast way, transformed your thinking, and you're now no longer able to think that way. You can violate God's laws in your imagination, but you cannot escape from them. That's the violation of God's laws would be space-time, right? Would be Earth. And yet, God's laws are all there is. So these are imagined laws, right? The laws of space and time are imagined laws, and you think you're at the mercy of them, but you're not. Only in your imagination, correct? God's laws were established for your protection and are as inviolate as your safety. I love it, right? Therefore, your protection. You're going to be whole and perfect as you were created. Nothing is going to change that. Nothing can harm you. Nothing can hurt you. Only in dreams. But then again, who's the dreamer of the dream? You are, correct? You're the dreamer of the dream. You're completely in charge of your own dream in the sense that you determine whether you want to dream a dream of separation or you want to be corrected to a dream of wholeness. Which will it be, right? Teacher or God? That's always the question, isn't it? So the invitation is always to step into that new time or place where everything is being used for your awakening and your transformation. And then only good can come to you. Right? Everything that happens to you is a lesson. And nothing can hurt you. Again, nothing can make you sick. Nothing can make you suffer. Nothing can you see? Because you've accepted you're the cause of it. And the moment you're the cause of it, everything gets rearranged because, well, why would you hurt yourself if you're the cause of it, right? Why would you suffer if you're the cause of it? Why would you get sick if you're the cause of it, right? Why would you be a victim if you accepted that you're the cause of it? Can you see? Then a rearrangement takes place and everything is suddenly aligned and you've learned a lesson. Can you see? So this is that universal course that's taking on specific lessons for you, but that's being used to transform your thinking. God created nothing beside you and nothing beside you exists. Again, the whole idea that there's nothing outside of you, right? Love that. For you are part of Him. What except Him can exist? Nothing beyond Him can happen because nothing except Him is real. I love that. Again, He's going to reassure you in your awakening that you are one with God and there is nothing outside of that oneness. That everything that happens to you happens within that idea and that therefore you're inviolate because you're still as you were created. And that whatever seems to be happening to you is not real, is part of the dream that you're dreaming. And since you're the dreamer of the dream, you can transform that dream from a dream of suffering to a dream of waking, to a dream of happiness, to a dream of freedom. I hope that makes sense, but the idea of oneness is more than just, well, okay, I'm one with Source, but then you're going to stay separate. It is going to become true of you through the practice of these mind training lessons. And it starts with the early lessons, right? Nothing I see means anything. Why? Because you're not really seeing anything. You're seeing your own ideas projected outward, and then you project your fears on them, and now there seems to be something out there that can make you feel or loving, but it really isn't out there, and it really doesn't have any of those attributes. Anyway, this is kind of what I wanted to convey for today. Again, the power that these ideas have are beyond limit, right? The transforming potential of these ideas is beyond boundaries. They offer everything to you. And you can only receive what you're willing to receive, but they offer you the entirety of your perfection. Okay. I love you wherever, whenever you are. I hope you have a great, great day today, and I'll see you everywhere.